welcome back to another Touring Teacher lesson video. Today we have another poetry lesson for you guys, and I think they are my absolute favorite. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can watch all the learning from home videos to help you guys out. Alright, let's get rolling. So today we're looking at a type of poetry called Cinquain Poetry. Now I'm really hoping I'm saying that right. Now you might have heard of it before. It's one that I've seen before but I haven't learnt much about. But when I was looking at them, I know that they're a little bit of a combination between a haiku and a diamante poem. And lucky for you guys, we've got video lessons about those two poetry forms, so you can have a look at those ones after this video. So let's look a bit deeper into what a cinquain poem is. What is a cinquain poem? A cinquain poem has 5 lines. Each line has only a few words. Line 1 and line 5 have 2 syllables. Line 2, 3 and 4 have more syllables, and this makes a diamond shape. If you're wondering what syllables are, or you need a little bit of a refreshment on the topic, you can watch that haiku poem lesson video which goes over syllables. Okay, let's look at an example of a cinquain poem that I have written about winter. So, it starts off, winter. The cold bites me. Dull and grey are the clouds. Snowflakes fall gently to the ground. Frosty. So looking at this poem, you can see it starts off small, gets bigger, and then goes small at the bottom again. Now we're going to go a little bit further into what the rules are, so you can write your own ones at home. To make your cinquain poems even more exciting when you're writing them at home, here are some features that you need to include. A cinquain poem tells a story, so make sure that you've got a bit of a story going on. They have descriptive words. I know that you guys are really good at using descriptive words from what you've written in the other lessons, so you can use them in this poem as well. Something has to happen in the poem, so it's an action. There is an emotion that happens in the poem, and there is a conclusion and an ending. So when you're writing your poems, make sure you include these. You'll understand it a little bit better when we go through more of the examples. So here are the rules for writing a cinquain poem. They're quite simple to follow. Number 1, make sure you have 5 lines. Line 1 has 2 syllables, line 2 has 4 syllables, line 3 has 6 syllables, line 4 has 8 syllables, and then bring it back around, line 5 has 2 syllables. You can include rhyming words if it fits, but you don't have to focus on that. Lucky for us. Here is another cinquain poem example that I wrote about flowers. Flowers, sweet and fragrant, colourful blooms in spring, makes my heart glow like a light bulb, blossoms. Okay, so I read the example poem to you. Let's break that down a little bit more so we know what to include in each line. First of all, flowers. First line needs 2 syllables talking about the topic. Second line, sweet and fragrant, needs 4 syllables and it needs to describe the topic. Third line, colourful blooms in spring, it needs 6 syllables and this is when you can talk about the action in the poem. Line 4, makes my heart glow like a light bulb, needs 8 syllables and this is when you can include the emotion. You can include the emotion and the action in line 3 or 4, whichever works best for you guys. And then line 5, 2 syllables, and that is the ending that brings it all together. Starting off writing our cinquain poem, we're going to break this down step by step so that you can follow along at home and you can write your own wonderful poems as well. Let's get started. So firstly, we need to pick a topic that we can write about. It could be your favorite food, it could be your favorite sport, it could be a season, it could be something that you see out the window. It's up to you. You could even write about something that you don't like and you could use that to make it a little bit funny. So what we need to do when we've written our topic is we need to take all the ideas we can think of about that topic and brainstorm it so we can help us when we're writing our poem. So the topic that I have chosen is about my favorite food, which is pizza, because I know a lot about this subject. So when I wrote my brainstorm, I thought of as many words or as many ideas about pizza that I could think of. So have a look on the screen about my ideas for pizza. This might be able to help you guys out. I wrote toppings, hot, tasty cheese, pepperoni, crust, slices, dripping, stuffed, triangles, delivery, sauce. So there are lots of ideas that I could use. I won't use all of them, but they're always there to help me to come up with a creative idea or a creative sentence. Okay, we've done our brainstorm, so now we need to turn that brainstorm into our poem. Line 1, super easy, just 2 syllables, and it can be the name of the topic. So pizza has 2 syllables, so pizza is my word in the first line of my poem. Line 2. Line 2 needs to have 4 syllables, and this is when you use your descriptive words to describe your topic. Now I'm going to be describing the pizza using 4 syllables, so I have chosen yummy and warm. So we've got pizza, yummy and warm. Let's move on to line 3. Okay, line number 3 needs to have 6 syllables, and this is when you can put your emotion about the topic in. So my sentence for line number 3 is, it makes my tummy sing. So 6 syllables, and the emotion is that my tummy is singing, so it's so happy. Right, line number 4. For this one, we need to have 8 syllables, and this is when we've got the action of the poem. So it's something happening. My one is, when the cheese and sauce are dripping. So I put my line number 3 and line number 4 together. So I put my emotion about the action happening because it made sense. Yours might make sense, but it doesn't need to be put together in one whole sentence. So line number 5, 2 syllables, I chose a word to wrap up the whole poem together, and that is crusty, because you can't have a pizza without the crusts. Let's read the whole poem all together. Pizza, yummy and warm, it makes my tummy sing when the cheese and sauce are dripping, crusty. Now that's just making me hungry. Alright, so hopefully you guys were able to either follow along at home. Perhaps you've already written your poem while I've been writing mine. Or if you need to, you can go back in the video and use these different steps to help you piece your poem together. Right, let's break down my poem together to make sure I have included all the different rules for all the different sentences. So, line 1, checking it's got 2 syllables and I'm writing about the topic. Line 2, 4 syllables, it describes the topic, yummy and warm, yes. Line 3, it's got 6 syllables and it's talking about the emotion in the poem. Line number 4 has got 8 syllables, and that is when I put the action in, and the action is the cheese and the sauce are dripping. And line number 5 is 2 syllables, and that's my ending that wraps up the whole poem. Perfect, so I've included all the rules in my poem. You can use this slide here to help you make sure you include all the rules in your poem. Alright, moving on from pizza, I've got another example for you. So I'll read it out and you can follow along and make sure I include all the rules to make my poem perfect. Summer, bright and sunny, the waves sparkle at sea. I feel they are waving at me. Sunshine. Alright, so it tells a little story. I've got emotion, I've got action, and I've got all the syllables in the correct places. Right, hopefully that's enough information for you guys, because now you're going to be writing your own poems. Here is the activity time, and I'll break down the steps that you can do. First of all, choose a topic, then you write a brainstorm about the topic. Write one line at a time. When you're writing your lines, make sure you use the correct syllables, and make sure you tell a story. 4, read it back and see if it makes sense. And number 5, most importantly, share your poem with someone else, because when you do creative writing, you need that purpose to be able to share it with an audience. Okay, I hope you have fun writing your poems. I wonder how many wonderful creative poems you can write. Don't just stick to one, see how many things that you can write about. There are plenty of topics that I know you can think of. So if you liked this lesson all about poetry, I've got plenty more poetry lessons for you guys, as well as lots of other lesson videos while you're learning at home. So make sure you head over to the Touring Teacher YouTube channel and see what videos there are for you guys, and hit that subscribe button while you're at it. Now, I hope you have fun with that, and I'll see you guys very soon.